0 permanent residents, 0 cities, 0 armies, temperatures that drop to minus 90 degrees Celsius. On paper, Antarctica is the most worthless piece of real estate on the planet. It's a frozen graveyard where humans aren't meant to survive. So, why are the world's superpowers spending billions of dollars to build bases there? Why do 7 different countries claim they own it? And why do the United States and Russia refuse to recognise those claims, while secretly reserving the right to take it all? Welcome to Beyond the Map, and today we'll be taking a look at why Antarctica is a crucial piece of land for world domination. We're taught that Antarctica is a park for science and penguins. That is a lie. Antarctica is a bank vault. A vault filled with oil, gas, and the future of global dominance. And in the year 2048, the lock on that vault is going to break. Welcome to the Frozen War. To understand this massive conflict, you first have to look at a map, but not the boring map you saw in middle school. Look at this map. 7 different nations have violently sliced the continent up like a massive pizza. The United Kingdom, France, Norway, Australia and New Zealand all claim massive frozen chunks of land. But look closely at the Antarctic Peninsula. Here, things get incredibly messy. The United Kingdom, Chile and Argentina all claim the exact same slice of territory. They've built heavy research bases directly on top of each other. In 1977, Argentina actually flew a pregnant woman to their frozen base just so she could give birth. Why? To legally claim they had a native citizen born on the ice. It is a total diplomatic nightmare. But then, there's the biggest slice of all, the massive grey void on the map, the unclaimed sector. This is the only massive piece of land on planet Earth that legally belongs to absolutely nobody, or at least, that's what they want you to believe. You see, in the 1950s, the entire world was standing right on the terrifying edge of total nuclear war. The US and the Soviet Union were desperately racing to conquer absolutely everything. Space, the ocean, the poles. They quickly realised that if they started shooting at each other over Antarctica, it would instantly spark World War III. So, in 1959, 12 nations signed a miracle document, the Antarctic Treaty. It was an absolute masterclass in kicking the can down the road. The treaty didn't erase any of the angry land claims. It just froze them in place. It essentially said, we absolutely will not agree on who owns this ice, but we agree to stop pointing guns at each other, for now. Later, in 1991, they added the Madrid Protocol. This was the ultimate key. It legally banned 100% of all mining. It declared that Antarctica was a strict natural reserve. For decades, this fragile piece of paper held the peace. But treaties are just paper. They only work as long as the resources buried underneath the ice aren't worth fighting for. But now, the ice is rapidly melting, and the industrial technology to drill straight through the ice is already here. Why would any world leader risk World War III for miles of dead ice? They aren't. They're fighting for what's trapped under the ice. Geologists currently estimate that Antarctica holds massive untouched reserves of oil and natural gas. Some estimates suggest there could be 200 billion barrels of oil sitting in the Southern Ocean alone. That is significantly more than the total reserves of Kuwait or Abu Dhabi. It is an ocean of black gold, and it's not just energy. The massive transantarctic mountains are believed to contain gold, platinum, and vast, untouched deposits of coal. But there is one resource that is far more valuable than gold or oil in the 21st century: fresh water. Antarctica holds 70% of the entire world's fresh water, locked inside its massive ice sheet. In a chaotic future world facing brutal droughts and terrifying water wars, towing a massive iceberg to Australia or Africa isn't just a crazy science fiction movie, it's a multi-billion-dollar business plan. The entire continent is loaded with treasure, and right now, the only thing protecting it from total industrial destruction is a legal ban that is about to be violently challenged. Technically, all military activity is 100% banned on the ice. You cannot build a fort, you cannot test a missile, you cannot park a tank, but you can build a scientific research station, and if that peaceful science station happens to have massive, military-grade satellite tracking receivers, well, the governments say that's just for science. China has been aggressively building massive new stations across the ice. They built the Kunlun station at Dome A. This is the absolute highest point on the entire ice sheet. Strategically, this is the ultimate high ground for tracking global surveillance satellites. Russia is aggressively expanding its footprint too. Top intelligence agencies constantly warn that these innocent labs are essentially dual-use military facilities. They act as massive GPS jamming stations and high-tech missile guidance hubs, completely disguised as biology labs. These superpower countries aren't spending billions to send nerds in heavy coats to count penguins. They are strategically planting flags. They are aggressively building the heavy infrastructure of a silent occupation. But why? And the answer to that is simple. When that peace treaty finally collapses, their heavily funded bases are already completely dug in. They're ready to go to war to claim that land. While everyone is distracted looking for underground oil, a massive war is already violently happening in the freezing water. The brutal war for krill. These tiny, shrimp-like crustaceans are the biological engine of the entire planet. They are harvested for fish food, omega-3 supplements, and could soon be a critical, massive food source for a starving global population. China and Russia are aggressively pushing to vastly expand their industrial fishing rights in the Antarctic seas. They're sending massive factory-sized fishing trawlers to drag the oceans. Western nations are fighting back, desperately trying to create massive marine protected areas to stop them in their tracks. But make absolutely no mistake, this isn't just about saving the whales or protecting the environment. It is a ruthless geopolitical game of chess. If you legally control the massive fishing zones, you completely control the waters. And if you control the freezing waters, you completely control who gets access to the continent itself. The first shot of the frozen water won't be fired with missiles. They will be fired with fishing nets. This terrifying reality brings us directly to the ultimate deadline, the Madrid Protocol. The massive legal ban on mining has a hidden review clause. In the year 2048, any single nation can legally request a massive review to destroy the mining ban, and that's just one nation. By then, the world will look totally different. Global oil will be dangerously scarce. Fresh water will be unbelievably expensive, and heavy industrial technology will be advanced enough to easily drill at the freezing pole. Do you really honestly think that China, the US, or Russia will peacefully vote to keep 200 billion barrels of oil permanently stuck in the ground? If the mining ban is violently lifted, it will instantly trigger a brutal gold rush unlike absolutely anything in human history. The messy, overlapping land claims between the UK, Argentina and Chile will violently flare up. The US and Russia, who currently claim no territory, will 100% step in with a heavy military presence and say, "We want our massive share." The peaceful, quiet era of Antarctica is a total historic anomaly. For 60 years, we have treated this massive icebox as a protected sanctuary. But history shows us a dark, repetitive truth. When global resources become desperately scarce, treaties burn to ashes. Antarctica is the absolute last frontier on Earth. It is literally the only continent in human history where we haven't fought a massive, bloody war. Yet. The bases are already secretly built. The overlapping maps are already drawn. The trillions of dollars in underground resources are already accurately counted. Every global superpower is just sitting in the freezing cold, quietly waiting for the starting gun to fire. In 2048, the massive ice sheet might still be frozen, but the global conflict for the absolute bottom of the world is going to rapidly heat up. This isn't just a fight for an empty wasteland. It is the ultimate fight for the survival of the 21st century. Do you think we should aggressively drill Antarctica for its massive resources to save our falling global economies? Or should we fiercely protect it as a frozen sanctuary forever, no matter the cost? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. See you next time.